Today we are in Swedesboro, New Jersey, taking a look at Tranquility Trails. This course features two sets of tees, both a short and a long layout, gives players of all levels a good challenge on this great mix of open and wooded holes. I'm Dave Oster, and today I'll be taking you through each hole of the white layout, a par 62 at 6,462 feet. And stick around to the end where I'll give you my overall thoughts and ratings for this course. Let's get into it. Hole 1 is a par 3 at 285 feet. A strong theme of this course is a very thick rough, to the point that your disc is likely to bounce off of it and come back to the fairway. This hole does open up a bit as you approach the green and has a few small trees that you need to miss. A straight backhand or slight turnover forehand will get you going here. Hole 2, par 3, 327 feet. High quill weeds line the beginning of this fairway, making the big hyzer play difficult. Just past the short tee, it starts to open up and bend to the left, making the backhand a good play. If you get something flat with a slight finish to miss the few guardian trees, you'll have a good birdie look. Hole 3 starts a 3-hole wooded stretch. At 243 feet, you have a few gaps off the tee. Straight backhand to the right, backhand turnover to the left, or even a flex forehand. The left side is initially tighter, but much more accessible by the green, making the forehand flex preferable if you have it. The green is fairly guarded and has a wall of rough 20 to 30 feet behind. Our first par 4, 473 feet. No more than a 5-foot gap directly off the tee. Two lines to choose from, backhand hyzer line to the right or straight line to the left. Either way, you're trying to land around here to give yourself a 150 to 200 foot approach. There are lines from anywhere in the fairway, but the left side is most open for a forehand approach. Hole 5 is a par 4 at 445 feet. If you're looking to throw a forehand or a backhand turnover about 250 to 300 feet off the tee, get almost to this drop down or even all the way down. This will set up your approach to a sloped green tucked up into the woods here. Execute both of those shots and you'll have a chance to score. Back out into the open for hole 6, par 3, 247 feet. A very simple hole when it's not windy like it was the day we flew the drone. The fairway gets wider as you go, so just keep it out of the rough and you should be carding it too. Hole 7 is a par 4 and the longest hole in the course at 690 feet. You want to get around the corner on your first shot and stay pretty much in the middle of the fairway to give yourself a look at this tight gap. Your second shot will likely be a little forehand or backhand turnover pitch up to the green. There is OB on the left side marked by white stakes, keeping you out of the marsh. Hole 8 is probably the easiest hole in the course. At only 205 feet, you literally only have one thing to miss. The only thing that doesn't work here is a dead straight shot, so you can throw whatever's most comfortable to get you to the pin. Hole 9, par 3, 271 feet. This is likely a right-hand forehand hole, as you need to hit this first gap and turn to the right. There is a risky over-the-top play as well, but the same marsh is OB long and left and is within circle 1 from the pin. Continuing back into the woods, hole 10 is a par 4 at 414 feet. 3 gaps off the tee, but whichever you choose, you need to throw something that will go from left to right and land around here. A huge backhand flex could potentially give you an eagle look, but that is a lot to ask for in the woods on this hole. You'll likely be left with a shot to a sloping down green, so speed control and touch are important. OB all along the left side and behind the basket as well. Hole 11 is another par 4, but don't let the under 400 foot mark fool you. You have a tight line to reach the landing zone around 225 to 275 feet. From there, you have to find a line through this grouping of trees to another sloping away green and out of bounds all along on the left. Hole 12 essentially plays as a triple mandatory, but if you hit this gap on a flat line with a backhand with something with a decent finish, you should get near the basket. However, the sand and low ceiling makes this hole hard to park. Hole 13 is a par 3 at 237 feet. Dead straight with quite a few guardian trees you have to miss. If you hit and fall here, you'll be left with an almost unmakeable 60 to 80 footer with a low ceiling. Keep it low and straight, and you should be looking at a birdie. Hole 14 is a par 4 that starts and ends in the woods with a wide open field in between. The tee shot requires you to throw up this incline and preferably push left to open up the line for your second shot. At 462 feet, it is possible for big arms to get an eagle look. Regardless if it's your first or second shot, you need to get almost pin high to open up the line for your putt. Hole 15, par 4, 609 feet. Nothing but the short tee in your way for this hole. Wildflower rough may make it difficult to run up if you land there, but the fairway gets wider the farther down you go, so being accurate on your second shot is the key to scoring on this one. Hole 16 is the short version of hole 15. At 246 feet, just keep it out of the rough and you should have a look for the birdie. Hole 17 has a fairly tight gap off the tee, but at 229 feet, if you hit it with something that will fade after about 150 feet, you should be heading right for the second set of trees that you need to miss to access the green. Thick rough again long, so distance control will be important here. Rounding out Tranquility Trails, hole 18 makes you choose the left or right line. Both lines you want to finish to the left side of the fairway to get you an easier angle for your second shot. For the time being, these short trees allow for an over-the-top play on either your first or second shot, but the very rough, left and right and long, is the risk you take to try and end your round on a high note. Overall, this course isn't too hard, but losing a disc will be very easy to do here in the warmer months, at least until the course gets beat in a little more. There are plenty of easier holes that give you breaks from the mental stress of the hard holes and thick rough. There are 2 layouts, which in my opinion is the perfect amount. Multiple tees and multiple baskets can often get confusing, but having more than one option does allow all players to be able to enjoy the course. There are raised turf tee pads, even for the short tees, which is something you don't always see. Bathroom available, dog friendly, and cart friendly. As for scores, it is a 5 out of 10 on the open to wooded scale. You can see my difficulty breakdown here, but overall I put the difficulty at a 4.5 out of 10. Being a new course in 2022, I think it needs to be beat in like all new courses, but if the property manager allows, I would thin out the rough a lot on holes, as losing discs seems to be an issue at this moment. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of Tranquility Trails in Swedesboro, New Jersey. Let me know in the comments what you think of this course, either from the video or from playing it. Also consider subscribing to our channel to see all of our new course breakdowns, tournament coverage, and Hyzer crew rounds. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next hole.